Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, original, chapter number 3, text number 40, Karma Yoga. Indriyani manobuddhir asyadishtanam uchyade eter vimohayadi esha jnanam avritya dehinam. The translation is, the senses, mind and intelligence are the stronghold of the lust. The lust is residing, pradishtanam, in your mind, intelligence and senses. Indriyani manobuddhir asyadishtanam uchyade, said to be. By this lust, embodied beings' real knowledge is covered. Dehi means one who resides in this body, but not the body, residing in the body. That is called Dehi. Deha means this body. Jnanam avritya dehinam. Eter vimohayadi esha. Vimohayadi means bewilders. This lust bewilders the living beings, being seated in our senses, mind and intelligence. Now we need to know what is the body. How many bodies are there? We have two bodies. One is the gross body, the other one is the subtle body. Just like you have a outer covering, sari, kurta, shirt, then there is an inner wear also. Two things are there for the safety reason. Similarly, we have two bodies. The one body is the gross body made of earth, water, fire, air, ether. Ether, also called sky. Due to the presence of the sky, we have holes in our body. We have two eyes, we have two ears, two nostrils, one mouth, one genital, one rectum. All these things are holes. This is due to the sky element. Then we have earth, which is our skeleton. Then we have water. Your medical sciences say 70% in your body is the water element. Then we have fire. The degree of temperature has to be always nice and equal, otherwise you get cold. Either way, start sneezing here and there. There are other reasons too. So the temperature has to be controlled. Then there is air which we breathe. Then there are 5 subtle airs, 7 subtler airs. In this way, this external body is structured. Then there is another body. As I said, your inner garment is not actually seen by anybody. It is covered by the external clothing. Similarly, there is an inner body which is called subtle body. That is made of mind, intelligence and ego. So the gross body has the senses. When we speak about body means senses. The lust resides in our senses, also in the mind and also in the intelligence. Then it controls the living entity. We do not understand that easily how lust is appearing in our heart by having his sitting place in the senses, mind and intelligence. Being situated in these 3 sense organs, the lust displays its domination over the soul. Krishna, the creator of the soul, subtle body, gross body, he is telling you, dear sir, you have a problem here. And those who read these instructions given in Bhagavad Gita, they only get that knowledge. You may interpret or you may misinterpret this real knowledge. But Krishna is very compassionately informing your problem. Why we are suffering? Due to greed, due to lust, due to sex desire. What is the direct lustful manifestation? Is the sex. So Lord is telling where this sex desire resides. If you hear a lusty song, your mind starts contemplating on the sex. If you see a sexual exposed body, then your mind will start thinking about it. If you smell a fragrant aroma coming from some body of a woman or man, then immediately one starts thinking. So in this way, the senses are actually there to stimulate your sexual appetite. And the functions of the mind is thinking, feeling, willing. And functions of the intelligence to discriminate, identify the object. But this lust steal away your thinking power, your willing power, your feeling power, your discriminatory power steals away, because he is the king and ruling these three senses, and the soul or the living entity sitting innocently being trapped in the grip of lusty desires. Therefore, Krishna is specifically informing you where this enemy is residing in your body, gross or subtle. It cannot stay on the soul. It can only stay outside of the soul to control the soul. Just like a driver of the car does not sit on your lap. He sits in front of the car and steer the car this way and that way, and you are, as the passenger sitting in the back, you are bewildered by seeing this guy's notorious driving skill, rugged driving skill. Similarly, the lust controls the living being. Therefore, as soon as you find holidays, you want to be alone, to be absorbed in your device called cell phone or your Apple phone. So you're absorbed in seeing so many things so that the lust can be involved. Sometimes when spiritualists controlled by linking their soul with the Supreme Soul, people more often think these guys have no interest. It means I don't think they are man or woman. They may be a eunuch. They may be having no sexual appetite, means they must have a deficiency in their physiological system. People think. But Krishna is telling, how can you control that? First you have to find where this guy is actually residing. Then only you can terminate. If IB or police department knows where the thief and burglars or robbers or smugglers living, it would be easy for them to pursue and catch them and punish them. So if you do not know where this guy is actually residing, how we actually make an action to capture him and drive him out of your body, that is called purity. The soul is eternally pure, as we mentioned yesterday, but it was contaminated by the lusty desires. Loke vevaya amisha madhyaseva nitya hi jandur nahi tatra chodhana. In the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, the Navayogendras explains, Loke vevaya amisha madhyaseva. The people in the material world, they are so much attracted to eating meat, drinking alcohol, and illicit sex. They are not satisfied with their wife or husband. They always want to have more and more. Why? Because the lust is sitting in these three areas and trying to captivate him to do all these things. Loke vevaya amisha madhyaseva. Vevaya means sex. Amisha means meat. Madhya means alcohol. Everyone is attracted, whether it is a man or a woman. Everyone is fallen into this. Due to their cultural knowledge, they may refrain from these or repudiate these things completely, but the tendency is there, the desire is there. Therefore, in your corporate field, men and women are treated equally, and they do the same thing. Men drinks, women drinks, men eat meat, women eat meat, men have sex, women have sex. These are the things going on. And when people are not having husband or proper father, then shameless and careless will be victim to all these things. It is all because of the lust grabbing the living entity, mesmerizing them with all these sexual and meat-eating attractions. So in this way, the man and woman is trapped in this material world. And naturally the product comes out of it. If it is done sanely, then children will come. And you think taking care of them is the beginning, middle and end of the universe? And you pay no attention to anything, even for God who created all these things, completely absorbed in karmic activities. Even if there is some religious activities, it completely based on karma kandiya section. Means if I do something, I need something in return. There is no pure spiritual actions at all. Because we are infatuated due to this lust, the lust reverses your enlightenment. You cultivated from the scriptures and from the sadhus. Because lust is so dominating, nothing will help you once you allow the guy to enter into your mind and intelligence. It will not leave you until you satisfy it. Thinking that by satisfying this fellow, I will be peaceful. No. As we mentioned before, it is only going to be increasing the flame of fire, the flame of lust, more and more, more and more. whether it is licit or illicit. Therefore, Bhishma Dev in Srimad Bhagavatam explained whether sex is legal or illegal. Both are bad. And Acharya says that married life is the authorized prostitution, and non-married engagements are just drinking the old wine in new bottles. So the wine is old, but it is put into the new bottle. What the lust do is just exchange of fluids, by which there are so many results as well. Anything done too much, you become diseased. You will have a problem with your energy. There are energy boosters people run after. There are tablets to increase your sexual appetite. These are who is doing it. Lust is doing it. Therefore, you are not your boss. Lust is your boss. When lust becomes your boss, the lust is ruling. He is the king in your body, and you are just watching, just like a reckless and feckless administrator rules. The citizens just watch. Why? Because the citizens are the guys who gave him the power of attorney, the ruling power. Similarly, the soul, who is inimical to the Supreme Lord, accept the subservient position to the lust. So once you allow this lust come into your senses or the mind, and you are intelligent, exactly like opening up of your door, allowing the thief to come and rob everything, who can be blamed? You or the rob? You are careless. So therefore, allowing the lust to enter because of your seeing, your hearing, your smelling, your tasting, the mouth, the belly and the genital, they are all in the same line. If the mouth is not controlled and fill up so much into the stomach, immediately the genital demands. That is also done and directed by the lust. So, your CEO is the lust. You have given him all power to destroy yourself. You may be Brahman realized. You may have so much knowledge. You might have memorized all Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and you became so powerful preacher. But if you allow this rascal to enter in your mind and intelligence, it will pollute you. You may be most chaste. You may be a misogynist or a misandry. All these hating business is going to be simply a rubber stamp when lust enters into your mind. Why? When you allow the lust to enter in your mind and intelligence, the misogynist, woman hater, become woman lover. Lust makes you to do everything. So Krishna is telling you, world, your immortal enemy is residing in yourself. Once you can locate this lust, you can incarcerate the by spiritual method called mantra. Mantra. Man means mind. Tra means deliverance. You can deliver the mind from the capture, clutches of the lust only by constant chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. All other mantras may help you to reside calmly a little bit, ultimately again make you fall into this whirlpool of this lusty material existence. Because of our sex desire, we came to this material world. By properly associating with sadhus philosophically and Krishna with the devotion, one can go out of the lusty desires. Krishna is the super spy within everyone's body. If we take shelter of him, he can identify your problem and also show you how to come out of it. So this lust must be controlled by any means. Once it is satisfied, it will only demand more and more. Therefore, it is advised to distract the mind and around the clock engage in spiritual activities. Your material activities for making money, for maintaining yourself and the family is allowed. But while doing that, don't intermingle with any opposite sex if it is at all not necessary. For necessary purpose, you may talk, business purpose, official purposes, but after that, do not dally. As I said, Krishna is the supernova of everything. The future life, which is the reincarnation, is based on our behavior, actions, and desires. So all these desires, Krishna will forward to the next life if it is unfulfilled in this life. And Krishna is keep giving us the chances. But the desires go into such extreme due to the influence of lust, doesn't allow to enjoy in the human body. That is the time the Lord actually changes the body from human to animals, birds, reptiles, insects. Therefore, please control your desires. Because of the presence of the lust, it is making you to desire million different things. If we are not spiritual, we will be forced to succumb to the direction and guidance of this lust to fulfill these lusty desires. There is a spiritual life, one single solution for all material problems. However, due to misfortune, people do not want to adopt that method because they want to continue to enjoy these desires. According to the scripture, there is no other way to destroy the lust from the mind, intelligence, and senses other than engaging the same mind, intelligence, and senses in the service of Lord Krishna's lotus feet. You may believe it or not, but that is the truth to prevent our gliding down to the lower species of life. The material body is a bag of flesh and bone. That itself is a great heavy burden. The soul is independent and doesn't require a body because the soul itself has a body, which is a spiritual body. and enjoying the spiritual varieties is the real goal of the soul, but it has forgotten because it got this material body dominated by the lusty desires. Due to this lust, so many swamis, sannyasis, yogis, philanthropists, politicians, vanaprasthas, brahmacharis are fallen down, gone. So take up the process of chanting the holy name of the Supreme Lord by chanting constantly Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Don't associate with a person who is lusty. It is an infection. It will go to you. In this material world, both man and woman wants to enjoy. Therefore, both are Purusha. Where is the Stree? Where is woman? Because everyone wants to enjoy. But Krishna is Adi Purusha. Simply engaging in his devotion service, all these 6 enemies, Kama, Krodha, Moha, Lobha, Matsarya, Matha, everything will be vanquished. Due course of time. And the lust is the leader of all these guys. So, Krishna very compassionately spotted where the lust resides in your body. More often it comes out of that place seeking for enjoyment and get that enjoyment, go and reside in the same mind and intelligence and senses for few minutes, again come out, wants to have the same thing repeatedly. Married people would have had sex at least 10,000 times. Does it depend on these power of lust? What they gain? Nothing. Only misery. And Krishna is going to tell you in the next 2-3 more verses. I'm going to wind up giving knowledge on Karma Yoga. Hare Krishna. We'll continue.